Hey there guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today is a video about my postpartum prep. These are the freezer meals that I made before the baby arrived, and this is honestly just great to have in general, whether you're pregnant or not. And the recipe that I'm starting off with here is Cajun chicken. I did share this in my first freezer meal prep video if you guys want to go check that out. But it's pretty simple. It's just lots of veggies, onions, anything you really want to add to it. A lot of Cajun spice, and of course chicken. So that's that. It's honestly one of our favorite meals, so I just kept making it until we had a good amount. And here I'm making a whole grain pasta. The reason why I'm making the pasta here is because we always have this for dinner on the day that I'm making it, and then I freeze the leftovers. And I try to make as much as possible, so I have a good amount to freeze, but honestly, it never is as much as I want it to be because we just love this dish so much. And of course, when you're adding the veggies, you can choose whatever you want. If you hate zucchini, don't add zucchini. If you hate mushrooms, don't add that either. But I just like adding as much as I can just for nutrition and more vitamins and benefits, and just to, sneak in those veggies for John. Even though normally he will never eat zucchini or mushroom on its own, he will eat it in this meal, and it's amazing. So now I'm making the sauce here, and I totally messed up by adding flour. It became really chunky. I tried making it a different way so I can get it a little bit thicker than the last time I made it. So, it happens. I did end up transferring it over into a food processor so I can get all those chunks out. So you live and you learn. So now that it's nice and smooth, and I'm just letting it cook a little bit just to get it even a little bit more thicker, once I'm ready, I'm going to add in the chicken and the veggies and put it all together and let it just kind of sit there and marinate. So as I mentioned before, we're gonna have this for dinner first. So John is making our bowls here. So after we finished eating, I put them into containers. I left some for the next day as well as one for the freezer. But of course, you can kind of do it all in one. So now it's time to make some Instant Pot meals. I'm adding a can here of diced tomatoes and then 1 can of red and black beans. This is meant to go into a gallon Ziploc bag, by the way. I didn't have any, so I did create smaller versions, but this is the recipe that I'm using. You're then going to want to add a pound of either ground beef or ground turkey. The choice is all up to you. And then I'm adding in 1 tablespoon of vinegar, 1 tablespoon of yellow mustard. I'm also going to be adding 2 teaspoons of chili powder, then 1 teaspoon of cumin, and a ½ teaspoon of salt. I'm mixing this all together, and of course you can just do this in the bag already, but because I had to use smaller bags, I'm making sure everything is just evenly mixed when I separate them. And then when you're ready to cook these, after you freeze them, you can just literally take them out of the freezer, pop it into the Instant Pot, no need to thaw anything, and you're going to cook for 20 minutes at high pressure, then allow 10 minutes for natural release. So now for our second Instant Pot recipe, we're doing a chicken French dip. So I am using about 2 pounds of skinless chicken breasts. I'm then adding 1 tablespoon of Worcester sauce, and then I'm also going to be adding 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of parsley, and then 1/4 teaspoon of thyme. You're also going to want to add in 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And then with a food processor, you're going to take half a large onion and you're going to puree it. I'm using a white onion here, but I'm pretty sure you can use any type of onion. Then you're going to add 14.5 ounces. You can do beef broth. I am doing chicken broth here, or you could do vegetable broth as well. Then for garlic, we are going to mince about 6 cloves of garlic. Then I'm going to just mix it all up again before I start putting it into the Ziploc bags. And once you freeze this as well, from frozen, you're going to add it into the Instant Pot. You're going to saute for 5 minutes or until you have about 1/4 cup of liquids. Then you're going to cook it for 30 minutes at high pressure and allow 10 minutes for natural release. Make sure that when you're zipping these up, you get as much air out as possible so you can lay them down nice and flat. And now here's a really good cookie recipe. I also made some energy balls. The recipe is also in the first video if you guys want to check that out, but these are so much fun to make. I actually made them again already because we just eat them so fast. They're so nutritious and delicious, and you can never have enough. So I will link down the first freezer meal prep video for you guys if you missed it. This is how my freezer ended up, all nice and stocked up before the baby arrived, and honestly, it has been such a lifesaver since the baby has arrived, and I think I will be doing this more often in the future because it's so easy to just grab and go and just have dinner ready. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching and hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.